Pokémon FireRed and Pokémon LeafGreen, the original Gen 1 games revamped on the Generation 3 engine. Get ready, because it's time we test your Pokémon knowledge. I'm Prof.Brasher, and today, we'll be going over 10 things you may have missed in Pokémon FireRed and LeafGreen. Number 1. Blast from the Past. Did you know the Pokédex entries in LeafGreen were taken from Pokémon Red and Blue? Whereas the Pokédex entries for FireRed were actually translated from the original Japanese games Red and Green. Number 2. The Legendary Beasts. Did you know both Entei and Raikou could permanently delete themselves from your game due to a glitch? When encountering these beasts in the wild, we all know how roaming encounters usually work. You track them in the Pokédex, hunt them down, and either try your luck at a catch or prevent them from fleeing first by using different moves or abilities. But due to a glitch in these games, if either Entei or Raikou use the move Roar, the game lets them flee even if you trap them in battle using an ability or move. And the cherry on top? The move Roar glitches the game and basically acts as if they fainted instead of fled, meaning you can no longer track them or encounter them. Number 3. Press nothing to cancel? Despite FireRed and LeafGreen being a Gen 3 game with access to new Pokémon, any Pokémon that gained an evolution in Gen 2, such as Crobat, Steelix, and Blissey, can't be evolved into its final stage until you obtain the National Dex. Despite this, the evolution screen still appears, only for it to get abruptly cancelled, leaving many players confused as to why their Pokémon won't evolve. Number 4. Out of time. On the topic of evolutions, once again, despite being on the Gen 3 engine, the choice was made to not include an internal clock to mimic the original Gen 1 games, meaning FireRed and LeafGreen don't have any time-based events, making it impossible to evolve your Eevee into an Espeon or Umbreon in these games. If you want one, you'll have to trade one over from another Gen 3 era game. Number 5. Cuckoo for Pokédolls? On Fort Island, located in the Sevi Islands, a location new to FireRed and LeafGreen, you may have noticed Elite Four member Lorelei has a house there. If you have a keen eye, you will also have noticed Lorelei seems to collect Pokédolls and has a couple on display. What most people probably don't know is that every time you beat the Elite Four 25 times, she will actually add a new doll to the collection, for a grand total of 14 Pokémon dolls in her house. A cool little Easter egg that honestly most people wouldn't notice or even put the time and work into seeing. Number 6. Hungry Snorlaxes? Without the use of guidebooks or tutorials, a good portion of us probably remember going crazy trying to find the leftovers item. Checking shops, picking up items, talking to NPCs, and still nothing. And well, that's because it's actually a hidden item, so not only can't you see it, but you'll also need the item finder. Now, where are the leftovers exactly? Well, there's 2 actually, one on Route 12 and one on Route 16, both of which are directly under the spot where Snorlax was sleeping. Yep, Snorlax was sitting on them the whole time. Quite a fitting location, don't you think? Number 7. Grab your popcorn. If you head to your house and check the TV, there's a little Easter egg to be seen. If you check the TV playing as a boy, it'll talk about a movie about 4 boys walking on a railroad, a reference to the 1986 film Stand By Me. And if you check the TV while playing as a girl, it'll talk about a movie involving a girl walking down a yellow brick road, a clear reference to the 1939 film Wizard of Oz. Number 8. Playground rumors. I think it's safe to say we've all heard the rumors of the secret Pokemon Mew hiding under the truck back in Gen 1. And although it's just a rumor, Game Freak actually acknowledged said rumor when making these remakes. If you check the end of the dock the truck is on in FireRed and LeafGreen, there will actually be a lava cookie hiding there. Number 9. The Phoenix. Players who played the original Gen 1 games may have been slightly confused as to why they didn't encounter Moltres on Victory Road. And well, that's because in FireRed and LeafGreen, Moltres was actually moved to Mount Ember, a more fitting location if I do say so myself. But what players might not have noticed is if you go to the spot on Victory Road where Moltres used to be in the original Gen 1 games, you'll see a crater surrounded by what seems to be some sort of scorch marks or something of the sorts, a cool little nod to Moltres' location in the Gen 1 games. Number 10. We've struck gold. So, we all know about the Nugget Bridge north of Cerulean City, right? You defeat multiple trainers as you make your way across the bridge, and at the end, there's a rocket grunt who gives you a gold nugget and then challenges you to a battle. Well, if you lose that battle, you can go back to him and he'll actually give you another nugget and battle you again. Meaning, you can bring one low-level Pokemon and continuously keep losing to him and gain infinite gold nuggets, which you can later sell for money. You may lose a little pride losing to a rocket grunt, but hey, at least you'll be rich. Well, trainers, how'd you do? Let me know how many of these you knew, and which ones didn't you know. Until next time, keep exploring, keep catching, and as always, stay legendary.